Good afternoon, everybody. Kimberly Olson here. I'm the Wellness Director at BodyBusiness Fitness Club, and I have a special treat for you guys today. We have Rachel Ross here, one of our top trainers at the club. If you are a member, you've probably seen her here. She's all over the place, and she's going to share some great information with you guys today. We hope to inspire you, obviously, and we'll have some time to give you some information at the end on an awesome program that we're kicking off, and we're really excited about it. So welcome, Rachel. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us, since a lot of them, they might not know about your background, what got you into the health and wellness and fitness and all that?
Okay, well, I grew up a competitive gymnast. I didn't stop competing till I was, 16 or 17 years old. So naturally, I went from competing into coaching. I was in love with the sport, and I was really in love with strength and getting stronger and helping kids achieve what they wanted by learning how to control their body, which a lot of that comes from strength. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to go to school for sports medicine at the same time as I was working with kids. And then when I graduated, I decided to venture out into the public. I couldn't train gymnasts during the day. They're not in the gym. So what could I do with my time during the day? So I decided to start personal training. And then the more I worked with the general public, the more I found that there was definitely a missing link in between the fitness and how hard people were working and trying to achieve whatever it is they wanted to achieve, be it weight loss, strength gains, or sports performance. There was a missing link that wasn't all in the gym. And so I started to explore nutrition a little bit more and decided that that really was it for a lot of people. There was something missing in the nutrition side that was not allowing them to get from A, where they were, to where they wanted to go. So then I decided to go back to school. I moved up here to Austin from Corpus Christi and went to UT and got my master's in sports science and nutrition. And what I found was so interesting was that the majority of my classwork wasn't in nutrition.
Oh,
the majority of my classwork was in psychology and behavior change. Mm-hmm. And so much of what I learned was that it's not what we put in our mouth, it's why are we putting it in our mouth. Mm-hmm. There's that late afternoon snack when we're tired and we need something. But it's not, a lot of times it's not necessarily food that we need. There's something else that we're trying to fill, like just being tired. Mm-hmm. And in a situation like that, you can get up and move around and get that same result, get the blood moving, and you don't end up, putting yourself 300 more calories in the hole.
Right.
There's the feeling at the end of the day when you're tired and you're making dinner and, if you're like us with small kids, the kids are running around everywhere and you open a bottle of wine and, it's at dinner time and you've already drank two glasses of wine. Hopefully not 2 bottles of wine, but 2 glasses of wine. And, you just keep setting yourself back without even realizing it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I ended up getting more into the nutrition realm and focusing on more of that with a lot of my clients.
That's amazing. Yeah, I've noticed that too with people that they'll say, they don't know why, but they just keep going back to the pantry. After dinner, they go in there and they have that one thing and they go back again and again and again. And also too, I think people know what to do, which I know you're going to share an example in a minute. Yeah. So sometimes people know what to do, but they're not identifying why they're doing it. What are those triggers? What are those things? And I think that's something that's so wonderful about the work that you do with your clients, because obviously they've gotten great results, is teaching people how to make lifestyle behavior changes. Not just about counting calories and things like that. Exactly. But what are those behaviors? So can you share an example of the work that you've done with a client and what results they've got with it?
Sure. I have a client who'd been with me for a long time. My husband was a personal trainer before I moved here, and he was her trainer. So she had been in the fitness world for a long time. She's really strong. She's a very hard worker. She's fantastic to work with. She has older kids who are now out of the house, but at that point they were in high school and college, and she noticed that she wasn't changing anything. She was still working hard every day. She was still doing cardio when she wasn't here, but she was gaining weight. And she would look back every year. She would go back to her physical at her doctor, and she was a couple pounds heavier and a couple pounds heavier. And then, 4 or 5 years later, she notices, I don't know where it came from, but I've gained 15 pounds.
Wow.
Like, she had no idea. And the more that she could see that she had gained weight, the more it kind of affected how she felt about herself. The movements that she did in the gym, she was stiffer. She just couldn't do what she wanted to do anymore. And so we started talking about it back in January. And I told her, I really think that we need to talk about nutrition. And she'd said, well, I don't think nutrition's my issue. I know what I need to do. She had been in the restaurant business for many years. She knows all about the nutrition of food and what to eat organic and things like that. And she's a great cook and she loves vegetables.
Huh.
So she couldn't figure out, it definitely can't be my food. It's got to be something else. And so we talked more and more. And after a couple of weeks, I said, no, I think you need a food journal. I think that let's get hooked up and I want you to just journal everything you eat. And I think she was really surprised because it was a lot of little things. There wasn't anything huge. She wasn't going out to eat. Maybe once a week did she ever go out to eat. She cooked at home. But it was little things. It was, oh, well, I did have a glass of wine with my husband when he got home every night this week.
Right.
And she never ate snacks. She wasn't a snacker. So she would come and work out in the middle of the morning, work really hard, so she wouldn't eat anything.
Oh,
she'd get to lunch and she'd overeat.
Starving.
She's Italian. She grew up in an Italian family, so pasta and bread are huge in her house. They always have been. That's what her husband loved. So, she would eat that every night, and she would eat bread with every meal. And it's not necessarily that any of those things are bad for you, but it was a little bit more than she needed every meal. So a little bit more and a little bit more, and then those pounds just kept coming. And so we started looking at her diary more and figuring out little places where we could tweak things. Like, well, why did you have that glass of wine? Well, I just wanted to sit and enjoy them, a few minutes with my husband, and he wanted a glass of wine. Well, how about a glass of water, ice water with some lemon? Something different, but you still have that time to share with him. Just because you sit down and that's what y'all do together doesn't mean that's what you have to do together.
Right, you can still enjoy that time.
Absolutely.
I love that.
You can still catch up on the day and things like that. So she started making those small changes. A big problem that she had too was that she grew up in that, clean plate club, as you said earlier. She grew up in your parents put food on your plate and you ate what was on your plate. Right. You finished your plate every time. And sadly, there's always more on your plate. Your eyes are always bigger when you first get to putting food on your plate.
Especially at restaurants.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, getting her to slow down, focus on what she was eating, turn off the TV, close the newspaper, turn off the phone, and just focus on what you're eating. And then, instituting try to eat till you're 80% full. Don't wait until your body says, oh, I'm definitely done to stop eating, because you've already passed it. You've overeaten.
Right.
So that was a big change for her too. Once she slowed down and paid attention to how she felt, she automatically was eating less.
That's amazing.
And so, we checked in as we were going. I trained with her a couple times a week, so it was really easy for us to talk about it.
Nice. So you're training and doing the nutrition.
Right. So it was really easy for us to talk about it weekly. What were your pitfalls? What are you having a hard time with? What can we work on? What's a new habit we can change for the next week? And really trying to go about from, the whole picture.
So you're taking baby steps with her.
Very baby steps. And it was perfect. It was small changes every week. And then, we hit March and realized she's lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
30 pounds since January. And she felt better. She hadn't been in clothes, that fit like that in a while. And she was happy. And she's, it's December. It's 7 months later than that. And she's kept the pounds off. She's happy with where she's at and what she's doing. She feels stronger. She's moving better. And she's just in a much better place.
That's awesome.
So
and it's probably not hard for her to keep it up either, because of the way you did it so gradually.
Right.
I think sometimes when people will do like the whole 30, which is great, but it's kind of that all or none.
Right.
And then when it's done, they
then
don't have the tools. They're like, well, how do I even control myself? It's either whole 30 or going back to the way they were before. So I think that was critical of what you did with her. And also too, I've noticed when you were speaking that you really were holding her accountable, because she has the background, but it's just having somebody watching your food journal, watching your intake, saying, hey, how's it going? What challenges did you come across? And you can help her navigate through those things and kind of look at it from a different perspective. Right.
It made a big difference with her. And like you said, the small changes, making small changes. Everyone is always looking for I want to lose 15 pounds, in 2 weeks, or I want this huge result in 30 days, but that's not what it's about. How are you going to feel 3 months from now?
Yeah.
What do you want to look like a year from now? Take the year to get there. Take the small steps. Take something that's going to be manageable so that you feel good a year from now, because feeling good a year from now is much better than feeling good 30 days from now, because then what do you do?
Right. Absolutely.
Where do you go?
Yeah, where do you go? And then you're kind of backpedaling.
Right.
So if you guys like this information, how would you like it if we actually launched a program with this entire concept? We are going to be launching a total transformation program kicking off January 15th. Extremely excited.
Yes.
It is a 12-week results-driven program talking everything about what Rachel just shared. And I've been nutrition consulting since 2001. So between the two of us, we've met with hundreds and hundreds of clients just like you, both being moms, both working full-time, super busy. We understand what it feels like just to be exhausted and tired. And
we've been there.
We have been there, you know, and we've been able to implement and use the things that we use with clients every single day. So if you are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and like she said with her client example, she can finally fit in those clothes and feel great. You know, right now the holidays are kind of magnifying really what's been going on this whole last year.
Right.
So 2018 is such a great time. In the beginning of the year, everybody's motivated, but we don't want that to fizzle out. And having coaches to help you and hold your hand and guide you step by step and help you with those behavior changes like what she talked about is huge. So we have an incentive for you guys. If you go ahead and sign up for our Total Transformation Program, just drop a comment below. If you want more information, just put more info or put I'm in, and one of us will follow up with you. Otherwise, you can stop into the club and talk to one of us or somebody at the front desk. We can help you out. But we have an incentive. If you go ahead and sign up for the program by the end of December to get your spot, there's $300 in bonuses that you can get. So you will get a 60-minute massage, which if you haven't had a massage here, they're relaxation. It can be sports therapy, whatever the focus needs to be for you. You're going to get that. You're also going to get a foam roller trigger point. Can you tell them a little bit about that?
Foam rolling is really important. You know, part of this program is that we're trying to focus on everything. So not just the exercise that you do and the food that you eat, but the wellness side of it too. You know, the more exercise that you do, the more you move around, the more you need to make sure you're taking care of the preventative side. So foam rolling is really good for that. It's, you know, it's the step between massage when you can't get into a massage. I mean, who wouldn't love a massage every day? But, you know, it's not real feasible. But foam rolling is something that you can do at home. You can do it any time of day. You know, it doesn't take long to help make sure that you are keeping muscles nice and limber and everything joint supported. So
awesome.
That'll be a great bonus. Onto there.
Okay, cool. And that can help prevent injuries and stuff like that too. And we'll show you how to use it so that way you're armed with that equipment. You can use that at home. You're also going to get a 30-day meal plan. And sometimes when, so sometimes people just don't know. There's so many fad diets out there and people just don't even know what to do anymore. So I created a 30-day meal plan with gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan options. It's actually designed for super busy people. And if you have families, it's actually targeted for people who have families too. So if you want to do something for your whole family, that's included. You'll also get 4 digital cookbooks that I created, and there's over 160 recipes, so you guys can try those out. Some of you see me feature them in the newsletter, and I've gotten good feedback on them, so I think you guys will like those.
That's great. Those people that really just, you know, you step into a program and you're almost sometimes a little overwhelmed. Give me what I need to do. A to Z, and I'll do it. And then your transformation starts to take place, and you can kind of see why these choices were made. Why did she choose this for dinner? Okay, well, I can do this, but this is helping me along the way. It can make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. And
take the guesswork out of it.
Yes, and we'll guide you through that as far as how to keep it going after, for sure. And then anybody who signs up by the end of the month will also get an empowered life planner, and it's a specific planner for those that are goal-oriented, achievement-oriented, teaching you how to focus on the things that are important in your life, gratitude, just really pinpointing and dialing in, and just to be very intentional. So you'll also get that planner, and I'll teach you guys how to use that as well. So over $300 in bonuses. So like I said, space is limited, so get your spot, post a comment if you want more information. So thank you so much for taking the time to share with them.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Yeah, for sure. And if you guys have any questions, just post a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.